Hello everyone, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez, for TVS News at 5. And here are the news. The state and federal government have introduced initiatives to revive all sectors affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, including the tourism sector. Sarawak Economic Development Corporation SEDC Chairman Tan Sri Dato' Amar Dr. Abdul Aziz Hussein welcomes the initiative, said such implementation is able to mitigate the impact of the pandemic.
We of course allowed the implementation of the various initiatives at both the state and federal level, which is of course deemed to be most appropriate in trying to mitigate the impacts of the pandemic on the global air travel, and which we think will not recover until 2024. Now, as we know presently, many airlines all around the world, including our own Malaysian airline, had slipped into the red, or they are now operating at very minimal fleets. And of course, because of that, they have to charge very high fees.
According to him, there is no doubt that all sectors are now dealing with the grim prospects due to the pandemic and are forced to adapt to the new norms for the sustainability of the market. Although the Malaysian tourism industry is expected to take 4 years to recover, he is confident that industrial players still have the opportunity to restore the economy for as long as they do not give up and continue to offer creative and innovative products.
Other businesses, the Tourism and Hospitality Division, or what we call THD of SEDC, is also facing grim prospects because the world has changed and the corporate sector is forced to adopt the new norms, since many things will not continue like it is or like it was before, and the market will continuously be threatened by the pandemic, and of course at the same time with the development of new technologies. Now, while some may take strategic retreat in order to ease their financial burden, but there are others who ventured into other fields while taking the journey on the road of economic recovery.
Abdul Aziz said that among the tourism development plans to be embarked by SEDC was the development of the proposed Damai Resort City project, in which the corporation was expected to invest substantially on, as well as the renovation of the Damai Lagoon Resort, which would cost around 100 million ringgit.
SEDC itself is expected to invest substantially to develop the Damai Peninsula into a major tourism destination based on a master plan that we are now developing with new and we will be coming up with new attraction and of course new development initiative. Hopefully, of course, this will include new resorts, theme parks, if possible, the cable car project, jungle trails, and of course the trekking facilities. Also wellness and health facilities, marinas, and of course with it the commercial and residential property development. This is of course in line with SEDC's strategic plan of transforming the popular seaside area into a bustling tourism destination with the proposed name of the Damai Resort City.
As for the proposed Damai Resort City project, Abdul Aziz said a master plan had been drawn up for this development but not yet set in stone. Among the projects proposed for the Damai Resort City project were new resorts, theme parks, cable car, jungle trails and trekking facilities, wellness and health enclaves, marina and commercial and residential properties.
Well, we are still looking at the cable car project. This is not our proposal. It's proposed by somebody else. We have been asked to look into it because this project has been there for the last 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, never get done. So anyway, We'll see what would be the best way in which to look at what we call getting people into or attracting people into this peninsula. Is it a cable car or some other things? So the master plan will actually look into these issues, and we hope that we'll be able to come up with a decision.
He said this at a press conference held in Sarawak Cultural Village on Friday. Abdul Aziz said the corporation would have to conduct a comprehensive study first to find out if the proposed projects in the master plan would be beneficial to the state's tourism industry or would bring irreversible damage to the environment there. On the development of Sarawak Cultural Village, SEDC Tourism and Hospitality Division THD Director Mark Ferguson revealed that the place will be upgraded. This is in line with the current demands in efforts to woo more local as well as international tourists.
In addition to that, the Sarawak Cultural Village that you see here, for the last couple of years, we have been upgrading the cultural village as well. Of course, you may not notice it so much, but a lot of it is in terms of the roofing, the electrical pipes, the location. There's a lot of defects. There's a lot of broken tiles and all that. So those kind of things have to be repaired and upgraded to keep up with the times, because the expectation of visitors and travelers is more and more every year. They expect better things. So likewise, we also have plans for the Cultural Village. The second phase of the upgrading works in Cultural Village will probably end in April next year. And thereafter, we will apply for some grant and some finances to pursue even more upgrading. Sarawak Cultural Village is mostly made of wood and a very natural environment, very beautiful environment. All these need maintenance. You cannot escape from that. So we need to focus on those kind of things as well.
The issue of impaired facilities in SJKC Pangkalan Kedup, Bukit Semuja will be given due attention. Bukit Semuja Assemblyman John Ilu said his administration will strive to acquire the funds needed to speed up the repair and upgrade works for the yet-to-be-completed building.
John, who visited the school on Friday, said the measure will be implemented before school session reopens next year. For the record, the school is completely owned by SJKC Pangkalan Kedup's Parent and Teacher Association, PIBG, which caters for Year 1 and 6 students.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 vaccine will be given free to Malaysians, but foreigners will have to pay a charge determined by the Ministry of Health. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the government has no plan to make the vaccination compulsory and the vaccine will be administered only to those who agree to take it voluntarily, particularly people at risk and prone to disease.
Walaupun begitu, saya yakin tahap penerimaan dalam kalangan orang ramai adalah tinggi. Saya di luar sana mendengar banyak pihak yang sedang menunggu-nunggu untuk mereka ini diberikan suntikan ataupun diberikan imunisasi vaksin COVID-19 dan mereka nak hidup seperti normal, tidak akan mudah dijangkiti dengan apa-apa penyakit dan pastinya kita harap dengan langkah yang kerajaan sudah ambil untuk membekalkan vaksin ini nanti, maka lebih ramai akan dapat kita selamatkan daripada jangkitan wabak ini pada masa depan.
He said this at a virtual press conference on Friday. The press conference was also attended by Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Adam Baba and Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Khairi Jamaluddin. Muhyiddin said a recent study by YouGov, a British international internet-based market research and data analytic firms, found that 82% of Malaysians are ready to be vaccinated, and he hoped that the number will eventually reach 100%. Commenting on the criteria for selection of vaccines for supply, he said priority will be given to vaccines that are high quality, safe for use, and effective based on results of the clinical trials conducted by the companies.
A leading Iranian nuclear scientist has been assassinated by unidentified gunmen on the outskirts of the capital, Tehran. The scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, was seriously wounded when assailants targeted his car before being engaged in a gunfight with his security team. Fakhrizadeh has long been described by Western countries as a leader of a covert atomic bomb program halted in 2003, which Israel and the United States accused Tehran of trying to restore in secret. Iran has long denied seeking to weaponize nuclear energy. Iran news agency said terrorists blew up another car before firing on a vehicle carrying Fakhrizadeh and his bodyguards in an ambush outside the capital. Debris from the car could be seen on the motorway in Absard city in the province of Tehran. The military advisor to Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Hossein Dehgand, vowed to strike against the killers. Whoever is responsible for the attack, it is certain to escalate tension between Iran and the United States in the final weeks of Donald Trump's U.S. presidency. He was the only Iranian scientist named in an International Atomic Energy Agency's report from 2015. For decades, the world's loneliest elephant has entertained crowds from his small barren patch of land in a Pakistani zoo. The visitors would call for more as he saluted them, prompted by handlers who poked him with nailed bull hooks to make him perform for the money which lined their pockets. Around him, animals disappeared from their enclosures, rumored to be bound for the plates of the wealthy, while his only companion died. And for years it seemed that no one cared about the elephant's lonely fate. His wounds became infected and the chains around his legs slowly left permanent scars. He drifted slowly into psychosis and obesity, but on Sunday, the world's loneliest elephant will finally leave behind his desolate enclosure for a new life on the other side of the continent, thanks to the determinations of a coalition of determined volunteers. That's all for me for TVS at 5. Remember, tonight, Nightline with Radzi Ahmad and Shira Bang Mansour. Ruben Gomez, anytime, anywhere. Signing off.